What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? This is your brother John Wright. I'm here to share the word of the Lord. I'm praying that everybody is staying cool. It is so hot out here, but I ain't gonna complain because it could have been worse. Uh, Today, I'll be reading from the book of John, chapter 6, verse 5 through 15. And it says, When Jesus then lifted up his eyes and saw a great company come unto him, he said unto Philip, Whence shall we buy bread that these may eat? And this he said to prove him, for he himself knew what he would do. Philip answered him, 200 pennyworth of bread is not sufficient for them, that every one of them may take a little. One of his disciples, Andrew, Simon Peter's brothers, said unto him, There is a lad here, which had 5 barley loaves and 2 small fishes, but what are there among so many? And Jesus said, Make the men sit down. Now there was much grass in the place, so the man sat down, and the number about 5,000. And Jesus took the loaves, and when he had given thanks, he distributed to the disciples, and the disciples to them that were set down, and likewise of the fishes as much as they would. When they were filled, he said to the disciples, Gather up the fragments that remain, that nothing be lost. Therefore they gathered them together and filled 12 baskets with the fragment of the 5 barley loaves, which remained over and above unto them that had eaten. Then those men, when they had seen the miracle that Jesus did, said, This is of a truth that prophet that should come into the world. When Jesus therefore perceived that they would come and take him by force to make him a king, he departed again into a mountain himself alone. The grass wither and the flower fades, but the word of our God shall stand forever. Today I want to talk about steadfast in God's will. In this text, this is talk about the miracle of Jesus feeding the 5,000. And Jesus seen a large crowd and asked Philip how to feed them. And Philip was overwhelmed by the number, and it says right here, and he said they didn't have any money. So Andrew then mentions a boy with 5 barley loaves and 2 fish. And Jesus had the crowd to sit down, blessed the food, and miraculously multiplied it, feeding everyone leftovers, filling with 12 baskets. And this miracle led the crowd to proclaim Jesus as the prophet. See, that's why we have to trust God. We have to trust God with the little that we have, and He will multiply it. And that's what it's all about. That's why we need to have, it only takes a little faith, the size of a mustard seed. Yeah, all we have to do is trust in God, and He will multiply. Nothing is too hard for God. That's why I love God, because He can turn nothing into something, and He can do the impossible. This is the word of the Lord. I want you to follow, like, share, subscribe. God bless you. Stay cool. And remember, pray. Read your Bible each and every day. If you ain't got to go out today, don't. I love you.